Welcome back. Today we are diving deep into a stack of sources, exploring a figure often tucked away a bit, the prophet Zephaniah.
Right, part of the minor prophets.
Exactly. And our mission is to pull out the really powerful message packed into this, well, very short book.
One source even said you could read it over a cup of coffee.
Which is pretty quick. Now, talking about Zephaniah means we hit that classification right away. Major versus minor prophets.
Yeah, and it really sounds like a ranking, doesn't it? Like one's way more important.
It does. But the sources are clear and maybe a bit surprising on this point.
They really are. The difference is purely structural. It's just about how long the books are.
So Isaiah is major because his book is long. Zephaniah is minor just because his is shorter.
Exactly. It's not about the message's weight at all.
Which is why, scholars often group these 12 minor prophets together.
As the book of the 12, yeah, it makes sense.
It's less like separate acts and more like one big musical piece orchestrated by God.
And Zephaniah's part in that piece has this incredibly dramatic structure, this song.
Let's get into him a bit. He was active when?
7th century BC, during King Josiah's reign.
Okay. And we need to be clear about what prophet meant back then. It wasn't just predicting the future.
No, not at all. The Hebrew word navi, it really means spokesperson.
Like a press secretary.
That's a great analogy, actually.
Yeah.
A press secretary for God, delivering the message, usually about the now.
Telling the truth about where things stood, calling people back.
Precisely. So our goal today is to look at this really short song of Zephaniah's.
Understand its huge shift from beginning to end and the very practical invitation it still holds.
Okay, so if you actually open the book or, scroll to it.
Yeah, right.
The opening is, wow, it's intense, crushing even.
Warm up. It just slams you with judgment. One source quotes it, "I will sweep everything away, declares the Lord."
It is incredibly stark. And he calls for silence, demands attention.
Yeah.
Be silent before the Lord God, for the day of the Lord is near.
And this isn't random anger. Zephaniah is specific about why this judgment is coming.
Yes, he lays out 3 core reasons.
Idolatry, that's one. Injustice, another big one.
And the third feels very, very modern. Complacency.
Yeah, that one hits home.
The people had just gotten comfortable, spiritually numb, acting, as the text says, like God didn't care and would do nothing.
Just ignoring the consequences, thinking they were safe. It's a chilling picture.
Total destruction invoked right at the start. So you have to ask, how do you even pivot from that?
Right. Where's the hope after such a terrifying warning? What's the point?
And that, I think, is the genius of this little book. It starts in utter darkness.
But it ends somewhere completely different.
Dramatically different, with this profound, almost unbelievable message of hope. That's the finale.
Okay, so what does that finale sound like?
Chapter 3. The whole mood shifts. It says, "The Lord your God is in your midst. He will rejoice over you with singing."
Wow. From sweeping everything away to God singing over his people.
Think about that journey. From silence and judgment to the Creator rejoicing, singing. It's immense.
It really is. But like you said, you can't just leap from that terrifying intro to the happy ending. Something has to connect them.
Every good song needs a bridge, right, and transition.
And Zephaniah gives us one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the core actionable part, really. Chapter 2, verse 3. This becomes the refrain. Seek the Lord. Seek righteousness. Seek humility.
Okay, let's break that down. Seek righteousness first. The research stresses this isn't about us trying to be righteous on our own steam.
No, definitely not. It's seeking God's righteousness, aligning with his character and standards.
And this idea, it has legs, doesn't it? It pops up again much later.
Massively. Almost 700 years later, Jesus echoes it in the Sermon on the Mount. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness. Same core idea.
And the Hebrew word itself, tzedakah, it carries a lot of weight.
It really does. It's not isolated. Tzedakah is intrinsically linked to mishpat.
Which means?
Justice. So seeking God's righteousness isn't just about personal piety, like you said.
It's social, too. Relational.
Exactly. It's about seeking God's way of ordering the world, how we treat each other. It's about justice in community.
Which immediately clashes with, well, how we often operate today.
How so?
Well, seeking God's righteousness means admitting maybe we aren't right, but we seem way more into being self-righteous.
Yes. The I'm right, you're wrong default.
It shuts down dialogue instantly.
And the sources connect this ancient problem straight to our modern context. That posture of absolute certainty kills any chance of real conversation. It becomes a battle.
Plus, we have technology amplifying it now. The research mentioned algorithms.
Right, feeding us exactly what we already believe. Confirmation bias on steroids.
Creating these echo chambers where we just get comfortable with our own views, even if they're flawed.
We become susceptible to comfortable lies, really. So seeking God's righteousness, tzedakah and mishpat, it's a radically countercultural act.
It means stepping out of our own echo chamber, being willing to align with God's character, publicly and privately.
Yeah, laying down that I know best attitude for something more like grace and openness.
It changes our whole stance.
It really does. It's about prioritizing the relationship, seeking real justice and community over just being right or, pushing our own agenda.
Okay, so seeking righteousness is key. But that kind of posture, it needs something else to sustain it.
Which leads us right into the second part of that crucial refrain.
Seek humility.
Yes. Anava in Hebrew. This is the direct antidote to the pride that Zephaniah saw in Judah.
It's the pride that stopped them listening.
Exactly. And anava is such a rich word, it points in two directions at once.
Okay, what are they?
First, it's about bowing toward God, recognizing our dependence, our need for Him, worship.
In the
It's about bending toward the lowly, reaching down, serving, caring for others.
The sources had a great image for that.
They did. Like someone bowing in worship, eyes up towards God, but their knees are bent low enough that they can reach down and help the person next to them.
That's powerful. But it feels so counter to, everything our culture rewards. Self-promotion, being assertive.
Which is why pride is so dangerous. It's subtle. It convinces us, as one source put it, that the truth belongs to us.
So we stop listening. We can't be corrected.
Our hearts get hard. Our way becomes the only way, the highway. That was Judah's problem historically.
They felt superior to their neighbors, even while doing the same things.
Their pride made them complacent about their own sin. They couldn't hear God's warning through Zephaniah.
It's so easy to spot pride in others, isn't it? But so hard to see our own.
Always. So if humility, anava, is the antidote, what does it actually look like day to day?
How does seeking humility sound?
It sounds like vulnerability, I think. An honest awareness that we're fallible, that we depend on God completely.
And on each other.
Yes. It's being able to say, hey, I'm broken too. I mess up.
It allows for real connection.
Absolutely. You mean saying things like, I love you, I forgive you, and crucially, I ask for your forgiveness. That's where real community happens.
That sense of shared brokenness, shared dependence on God, it connects nicely to the idea of the saints, which the sources mention, especially around All Saints Sunday.
It does connect. When we talk about saints in that big sense, all Christians, all times, all places, we're talking about that community.
The communion of saints. And the sources emphasize being a saint isn't about being perfect.
Not even close. They're celebrated despite their flaws, despite their weaknesses. Why?
Because they kept seeking the Lord. They lived out that refrain.
Exactly. Their lives, their actions, their attitudes became these songs of hope, even when things were incredibly dark.
So the song was their whole life reflecting Christ. The rhythm of their faithfulness was felt by others.
Yes. And it's good to remember, as the research notes from John Wesley, we learn from them, but we don't worship them.
Christ is the one mediator.
Right. But the point is, we're invited to continue their song. We join that chorus of hope and faith and courage when we embody the refrain ourselves.
So let's bring it home for everyone listening. We've journeyed through Zephaniah's stark warning, discovered the incredible hope at the end, and found the bridge.
That central, actionable refrain.
Seek the Lord, seek God's righteousness, seek humility. That's the takeaway invitation.
It's the pattern for moving from judgment to hope in our own lives.
And the sources give us some really practical self-checks for this week. Try this. When you feel that little surge of self-righteousness rising up,
that urge to insist you're right and someone else is definitely wrong.
Pause just for a second and consciously choose to seek God's righteousness instead. What does he say is right here?
Good. Or when you feel that temptation to judge someone else, to kind of stand over them morally.
Pause again and seek humility. Remember that posture. Bowing toward God, bending toward your neighbor.
Bowing and bending, yeah.
And finally, when the world just feels dark, chaotic, maybe even a bit like the judgment Zephaniah described.
Pause and simply seek the Lord. That's the starting point. That's how you begin to sing the refrain yourself.
It's a powerful framework.
It is. The knowledge from Zephaniah gives us the map, you could say. But actually applying that refrain, making the shift from judging to seeking humility, seeking justice, that's the journey. That's how we join the Song of the Saints.
So the final thought might be this.
We don't just study this shift from judgment to hope historically. We're actually invited to live it out, embody it. And maybe that is how we truly bring that hope into our own lives and into the world today.